So Carly, you have returned.
I have returned.
Well, I don't know when the last time, I think the last time you were on was when we were still living in the flat, which was a while ago. But we talk about you and Ben quite a bit anyway on the show.
We are star guest.
Um, so we've been to Disneyland Paris together. We've been to Walt Disney World together, and more recently, I mean, the top of all of those is UK's Thorpe Park.
It was mind-blowingly amazing.
The best park in the world by far.
Yeah,
But we thought we'd just get into like seriously like how we found the park, what the day was like, what we enjoyed, what we didn't enjoy, um, and go from there really. I mean, I will say I went into the day obviously expecting a good day because we were amongst friends, but I was expecting the park to be a complete letdown, and it wasn't. I was pleasantly surprised.
yeah, I'd agree.
Because I'm
Com
sure the last time I went there, actually, I know the last time I went there because it was with Dan. We were done by like 11 and we were trying to find things to do and we were quite disappointed. Whereas I know we did rides multiple times and we had, disability passes and things like that, that kind of allowed us to do that. But even with like with that being in mind, I still think like we had like a pretty much a full day there.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of the smaller, what I would call a fairground rides. Like,
Rides that hold no place in a theme
yeah,
park.
we mainly focused on the roller coasters, I think, didn't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought I did genuinely go away thinking actually I'd go back again. But maybe in a couple of years.
Yeah,
Which
I think it was a good day. Actually, we didn't. It wasn't a busy day considering it was in a time of the school holidays. But the rides were good.
yeah. And the new ride, I think that, everyone's in the community is talking about is Hyperia. And
Mm,
that was pretty awesome, I have to say.
yeah, that brought out some noises that I didn't know that were humanly possible.
From you or just in general from the
No,
people.
yeah, for me, because that first drop is
Oh, it's awful.
the most intense I think I've been on. I'd actually say that first drop is more intense than any of Velocicoaster, and that's
I
quite
would say for me, Velocicoaster is still more intense, but that one is not one that I would expect at a UK park to be that good.
yeah, yeah. It's short though.
It is, yeah, it's really short.
It felt like a very short roller coaster. I think even compared to the roller coasters at Thorpe Park, it was definitely over before you even realized you had started going down the hill.
Yeah, although it was good. I think the theming was better than most roller coasters in the UK. In that they've kind of themed a small area around the coaster station to, I don't know, some kind of mythical
Yeah.
flying thing.
And
Um,
they do shows with people dressed up in these
yeah,
mythical flying
I mean
things
the
done.
theming can't have been that good because we can't actually explain what the theme is. But
No.
I mean, I don't know, Dom, if you the Hyperia theme, what would you say it was?
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realise there was one.
Yeah.
They're wearing wings, dressed up with sparkles on the face.
I still couldn't tell you what the theme was.
No, but
Three,
they do some ceremony every now and again, and they're wandering around like greeting people, which doesn't happen in the rest of the park. So it's obviously because it's quite a new ride. But it was a nice addition considering we're used to the Disney vibe. It
yeah.
kind of flat to England a bit, I think.
Yes, but do you think they know what the theme is?
No.
It's themed to a fictional goddess named Hyperia. She she's the daughter of an ancient river god who became imprisoned on an island due to her fear of water. I mean, that kind of fits with the Thorpe Park. theme, I suppose. She
Yep.
crafted a set of steel wings that enabled her to conquer her fear of water and escape, becoming a symbol of triumph over adversity.
Okay.
I mean, it feels quite loose, that, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I
Uh,
think it's loose because Thorpe Park, that's the only ride that's got real. I mean, I guess Nemesis, although you got Stealth too, that's like a getaway, isn't it? I guess there's a couple of
One that we
small
really
things.
like at the front.
Sorry.
The one that we really like at the front's got a theme. The alien one. Is it aliens?
oh,
Oh, Swarm.
Fair
Storm.
enough.
That one's good,
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess they have all got little themes, haven't they? But they've just done a bit more with this one.
I mean, and also considering this cost, and I'm just 18 million pounds,
Yeah,
and Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think we can probably all agree is an example of a very well themed attraction,
it's just a great ride.
cost $500 million.
I mean,
I think Thorpe Park did a pretty good job given the money they
yeah,
had.
yeah, I'd agree with you. I don't think I could fault Hyperia at all, to be fair, apart from it being short.
You didn't go.
The Huh?
You wouldn't go on it again.
Yeah, but it hurt my back.
Right.
That's the only reason I didn't do it again because something went in my back, so I didn't want to risk it again and be out for the day.
I mean, it's 1 minute 30, which isn't too bad.
It feels
Does feel
definitely
shorter.
but the
I mean, Guardians is 3 minutes 20, but yeah.
what would you call them? Inversions? I don't
Yeah.
know. They're all very good. They leave you. I think you've got more airtime on that ride than you have got time in your seat, which is great fun if you don't count the hill.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying. It's kind of on par with Velocicoaster for me in that
Yeah,
respect, in that
yeah,
you're going to die for the majority of the ride.
yeah, yeah. But
And
it
it does
is,
two inversions at 80 miles an hour top speeds, pretty decent.
yeah. I would ride it again. I just didn't want to do it twice in a day and be out for a week.
No, that's fair enough. I think the only issue I've got with it is the theme. I think they've done a good enough job with it, but you know, for 18 million, it makes sense why there's no theming. Um, but you know, imagine what another 5 million would have brought to
Yeah,
the theme. And it's the same with every coaster, and it feels almost like the SeaWorld equivalent, where they just put a name on it, like Manta and or
yeah,
Mako, and you're like, oh, okay, I kind of get it, but it's not really that well themed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The only ride I would say that they got the theme in spot on for would be Swarm, but then there's no theming really throughout the ride apart from the billboard that you fly through.
Yeah, they've kind of built
They
like a little
could have
land
put a
around
bit
it.
more into it, but the land, that's a good land.
Yeah, it's like Alton Towers with Wicker Man.
Yeah.
That I think is the only example in Alton Towers where they've really thought about the theming and it works.
Well, I mean, Alton Towers is a letdown now anyway. They have actual fairground rides that they've parked in their park to take over rides that were actually really good.
Yeah, and operationally, apparently this season has been a complete disaster.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Um,
I mean, if Universal, it's looking likely that it's going to go ahead. If they open that UK park and it opens all year round with
mm,
a with Horror Nights for the UK, which why wouldn't they go up against
yep.
Thorpe Park and Alton Towers? They're going to massively eat into both of those parks, especially if they're open year round, because their staff will be fully trained consistently throughout the year.
What Merlin needs to do is combine Thorpe Park and Alton Towers and get rid of one of them
Yeah,
because then you'd have an absolutely sensational park of roller coasters. Like it would
both are
be
missing something, aren't they?
yeah. I think Thorpe Park definitely. I think Thorpe Park could last against Universal
Mm.
because I think actually for adults who want a day to a park, it's a very good rides wise because even if you get the roller coasters done in a couple of hours, you've got quite a few littler rides like Rush. I don't know what they're all called, but
Samurai.
you've got Rush, the fast Ferris wheel one where you're in the cage.
Yeah.
You've got yeah.
Samurai, was that one?
No, that one's gone to, oh yeah, Samurai's at Thorpe Park, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got Samurai, you got Storm Surge, you've also got Rapids still.
Yeah.
I know obviously we don't normally have the weather for the Rapids, but you get a good day and you've got a fairly fun, not intense, but fun water ride that you can have a laugh on. So I think actually Thorpe Park could stand the ground, and Alton Towers could if they decide to stop putting in the actual like fairground rides that you get in a travel-in fair, because that's what they've done. Where in next to Oblivion, they've put in two, I think, one or two actual fairground rides instead of the rides that were there before.
Yeah.
So I think they could both stand alongside each other and still last, but I think the whole closing from the end of November to March.
I think they've got to they've got to open year round to compete, in my opinion. Not just because people will lose interest and get annual passes in Universal. I think it's a staff problem as well. So when you're having to lay off pretty much all of your operational team, other than, people that are working on the actual
Yeah.
ride improvements and the improvements of the park and people in marketing and stuff, everyone else is being replaced every year. That's like, it just operationally makes zero sense. And if
I think
Universal can eat up all of that and just keep people employed throughout the year, they're going
yeah.
to be running a better theme park anyway.
Or Universal are going to have to put in some inside rides to last the winter, 100%, because they're
Yeah.
going to be otherwise. But the main reason I think Merlin shut their parks is maintenance. Is they do their maintenance. I mean, this year it has been shocking in regards to maintenance of their rides throughout the year. And I actually think, from my experience of actually looking into it, this is one of the worst years for ride closures during the
Yeah.
year not being rained off. Like, I think the other day I had a notification that Alton Towers, like literally all of their roller coasters bar one, was closed.
Yeah.
We went to Chessington in the summer holidays, and there wasn't a point in the day where more than one roller coaster was open due to them being shut. I think this has definitely been the worst year for it, but that's the reason that they close. And I think that's quite a good reason if then the rest of the year your rides are easily maintained. You get the general breakdowns and stuff, which is fine. But when they're shut for hours on end, that shouldn't be happening if you're doing your maintenance for what? November, December, January, February, like 4.5 months they have.
Yeah, and they have that little break over Christmas and fireworks where they're open for a bit, but it's not
Yeah,
much.
so like December, they're open for every weekend. I
Yeah,
think
it's
all
not
of the
much.
parks. So, but then they're limited rides. The rides
When we
aren't.
went to Alton Towers, we we went to see BB's Land, and again, I think Alton Towers had recently reopened from the kind of winter shutdown, and it had been COVID, and the little Mr. Tumble area was just a complete shit show. Like
Mm-hmm.
dirt everywhere, cobwebs everywhere, stuff that should be done on a daily basis just before the park opens. And like paint had been chipping off. I mean, Oblivion Queue is an absolute state.
That's really old now, isn't it?
But like
We
that's an easy
right.
thing to repaint and sort over the season closure. I don't
Yeah,
know why they don't.
that's the thing, isn't it? They just don't. What we would say is a simple, quick fix, they don't do, and then it ends up getting worse and worse. We were going to go to Alton Towers for New Year this year, because they're open, and it says that a load of the rides are open. They do fireworks. When we looked into it, none of the roller coasters were open.
Oh,
None of
really?
them. And then we thought, okay, well, we'll do Legoland, because again, we know that a lot of the rides close, but they keep the good ones open. I mean, they've got what, two roller coasters as such. They're both open,
Yeah.
but they then shut a lot of the smaller rides. So then obviously I got George, you got, no, not you. My sister's got Bella, and who
Yeah.
are four and that don't really go on the big. They had hardly anything to go on. So again, we was like, it's not worth it because there's not enough for everyone open.
Yeah. It's weird,
Uh,
isn't it? It's a really strange business approach. But I mean, back to Thorpe Park. Hyperia, I wasn't expecting it to be very good, and I did really enjoy it. There's a few attractions that I either didn't enjoy or thought were awful. I think one that I was very excited to go on, and I'd read nothing about before, was the 4D show based on Ready Player One.
Yeah.
That replaced Angry Birds, which I saw probably a couple of years previously, or maybe 2 or 3 years previously, and thought that was pretty pants. But it was original. Ready Player One, I assumed would be some kind of new version or retelling in the world of Ready Player One, and all we got was 10 minutes of the existing film that you can watch at home in a 4D experience.
And there wasn't much of a 4D experience. I don't like 4D personally. It's not something I would choose to go to. It didn't even bother me.
I think it's probably one
There's
of the
nothing.
worst experiences in the theme
Mm.
park I've ever had,
Yeah.
just because I was expecting it to be, well, I don't think anyone's going in going thinking it's going to be 10 minutes from the existing film.
No, and when it started, it felt like we were literally going to be watching the whole film
Yeah.
because it was the film. There was nothing different about it. It had just been edited to the key parts of the film.
Yeah, you have like a bit of an intro to the Oasis, I think it's called, and then you do the race, and that's basically it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. And then I don't even really remember moving or I think maybe a bit of air.
Yeah, it was pretty shit. It was horrendous. I can't I'm still not over how pissed off I was coming out of that.
It was definitely a waste of our time.
Well, because I was like, oh, let's go and do it. There's a bit of a break in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And
Get us down. It was.
but I just don't understand why bother? Why bother acquiring the license to that film
It's
if
because
that's
it moves people around the park. That's why they do it. People go in it because they've not done it yet.
yeah, I'd love to. I mean, we probably could do a reviews episode on that one, but I'd love to see any positive feedback from that.
Well, I mean, if you're putting a positive feedback to that, maybe you're deaf and blind.
You could sleep, maybe,
Yeah, you can sleep through it.
but
Yeah,
it
it
was
was.
bad.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I think the other thing that was really disappointing, um, and I think the build up of it was quite good, but the actual attraction itself was embarrassingly bad, and that was Ghost Train.
Oh God,
Like,
the
because I
build
thought
up
the
to that
build up
ride,
was clever. Like,
I was bricking it.
yeah, so was I.
Before I had done that with Donna back when it was VR and it was
When it
Darren
was
Brown.
when it was Dan Brown, yeah.
That was
It was
scary.
petrifying then. I mean, I couldn't wear the VR headset,
Yeah,
but
that
this,
was scary.
I mean, the ride was absolutely poor. The actor side of it, I'll give them their due. They tried
Well,
hard,
they tried with the script that they had, which was bad.
but yeah, I think the script gave them the issues because actually, they didn't. I don't think their acting was bad. I think it was
No,
the
I
concept
agree.
that wasn't great, but they left us waiting for ages.
Yeah,
You're waiting in that once you've been put through to that pen to go in, which is normally a couple of minutes. We've got to have been there a good 20 minutes,
yeah, yeah.
if not longer. It was a long time. And then you're just waiting for someone to come and get you to then go from room to room before going on the ride.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought it was very disjointed. I think as soon as I saw the guy come on, because you walk into like a dark room and there's like a clock and it's all a bit spooky. As soon as you see the guy come in and he's like, "All right, come on then, everyone," I'm like, this isn't going to be scary, is it?
yeah. But they didn't do a very good job of making it scary. I mean, they made you jump a little bit, especially on the train. There was a little bit of some jumping going on.
Yeah.
But only because they kind of jumped in your face, which does make you jump. Um,
The nun bit was scary. Was it a nun?
Yeah, there was one bit where someone was dressed as a
yeah,
nun
came out of nowhere.
right at the end. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was one particular woman on there. who had clearly like taken the script a bit further and was moving her limbs in ways that they shouldn't have
They
been.
were, yeah, I'll
That
give
was a
you that,
bit freaky.
going everywhere.
But like other than that, the story was like just so poor that you just
Mm.
couldn't invest in it.
It's like they didn't have enough time to tell the story properly.
Yeah, it was rushed.
Yeah.
But then don't make the story so long.
Yeah.
I mean, there were I think that when we were in the like crypt area, I was laughing.
But even that, like you're getting, I don't know, I don't want to give too much away. You go in a room, you then get on a train, you then get off a train to go in a room, to then get back on a train to go. It's very disjointed.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole scene in the kind of crypt area just felt completely pointless as well.
It was just to get you back on the
Yeah.
train,
Yeah.
but then just keep you on the train.
Yeah.
Say the train's not gone anywhere. Like we've taken over and you're not moving, we'll just scare you here. Like
Yeah.
because it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, it was really bad, and I think there's lots of signs outside being like, "Whoa, watch out! It's not for the faint-hearted." And I think the queue does a reasonably good job at building that up. And I think even the first room, ignoring the guy who's again trying to give it his all, I think that first room is quite creepy. And the station master comes in, and it kind of works, but as soon as you get on that train, it all falls apart.
And I think when it was Darren Brown, it had a bit more like it was scary. That VR, I mean, I don't like that sort of thing. I'm not great. I don't do Halloween Horror Nights. I'm not great at being scared. For me, I would never have gone on that this time if I knew it was still the VR.
I love being scared, and that was a great ride. It's Darren Brown.
Yeah, it was scary.
Really scary.
But I don't remember. I remember getting off, but I don't remember the crypt room when it was Darren Brown in a sense that we were just stood there listening. From what I remember, you were ushered, like rushed into a next train to get you back.
I don't know.
Whereas that storyline wasn't really there this time. It was kind of like a stop start.
It felt almost to me, it felt like Hex similar storytelling, but like in that it's a bit cheesy and
Yeah.
there's a bit of a spooky side to it, but it's not that spooky that it's going to scare kids. And the acting in the is a bit, but then they promise this like really scary attraction. It feels, whereas in Hex, at least you get some kind of some kind of attract like ride at the end that is a
Mhm.
bit weird and does throw you off. With this, there's just no payoff whatsoever.
No. Waste of space.
Yeah, it really is a waste of space.
Shut it and make it a Halloween thing and make it good.
Yeah, yeah,
They
I
do
completely
Fright
agree.
Nights. And actually, I've done a Fright Night at Thorpe Park and it was good.
Yeah,
Their their mazes when I done them, which was back maybe 2009, 2008, maybe 2008, a long time ago. I done their mazes and they were good. You walk through a maze in a group of 8, group of 9, and they made you jump. They chased after you. They could do so much with that ride, even just taking some of their horror nights, their fright night stuff, and putting it in that ride, and it would make it a good ride.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree.
Although I'm going to chime in with a ride that I thought was going to be petrifying, and even
Mm.
me not liking being scared, I was let down, which would be the Walking Dead ride.
Yeah, that one is horrendously bad.
Because that first room you're in, you're expecting when you leave that, there's going to be actors.
Yeah,
I don't want that. But if I had walked through there and there was actors, it would have made a lot of a better ride. And then you're stuck queuing in an area that has a very, very loud, small scene on repeat.
yeah. It's like a maybe 10 to 15-second soundbite that's played way too loud, and
Yeah,
you're there for like 10 minutes, which means you hear it just a ridiculous amount of times. That
yeah.
it gets annoying, not scary. And as you said, there's no actors to distract you. There's even places on the ride where you kind of slow down where there should be actors. There's
About to
no.
say
Um,
no, but that's a good. I like that they've put those things in because actually that ride has been there a very long time since I was a child and would go
Yeah.
to Thorpe
Yeah,
Park.
before it was The Walking
And they've
Dead.
not changed the ride, but they've added some scenes in.
Yeah.
I think that has definitely made it. They could do a bit more to it, but I would go, no, I think that's fair. Just put some actors in the queue line at least.
Yeah, I think that'll make a
Yeah,
difference.
put some actors in.
And when you get off as well, you're like, oh, there's still a threat here. Like again,
Yeah.
have a couple of actors, and I wouldn't have liked it either. But I think the attraction would have been 10 times better with those people in it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So
I,
I think you're right. I mean, right now, if I was in control of the Walking Dead IP, I would be absolutely ashamed of that attraction being associated with my brand.
yeah.
'Cause
I'd even I, do you know what? It was that unscary. I'd take my child on it. He's two.
yeah, I mean, they may as well like also just rename it. It's like nothing to do with the Walking Dead. You may as well just call it Zombie the Ride because it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with the Walking Dead at all.
No, no. I mean, I've never seen it, The Walking Dead, but I couldn't have given you a theme other than zombies.
No, I mean, I think it maybe has one like D-list actor from The Walking Dead in one of the videos, but that's it.
Yeah. This, I mean, the ride is the ride. It's never been great, but it's a fun little roller coaster that could be great for kids.
Yeah.
Like, I know that park is not aimed at children at all. You do not go to Thorpe Park with children that are under 1.4. It's
No, no,
not,
there's no point.
but that could be a fun ride. Um, but I guess they're doing the scare side of it to because it's adults, really, isn't it? They don't need to do a fun ride,
No,
but then they
no,
need to
that's
make
true.
it real.
I think a couple of other things that I was surprisingly happy with. I think the food was all right. I mean, I wouldn't say it wasn't incredible, but it was better than I thought it was going to be.
We just had a Burger King. Did we have any snacks or anything? I can't remember. I don't
I
think
don't think we did.
we got the drinks cup, didn't we? The refill drinks cups.
Yeah, which was great. And actually, the number of stations that they have it was amazing, but there was no ice in any of them
No.
in the
And it
middle of
was
summer.
one day.
Yeah, so that
It
was
was.
that was a,
Hmm.
that was a bit crap. But I didn't think the drinks refill was ridiculous. I think we definitely got our money's worth from it,
Yeah,
but it would
yeah,
have
yeah.
been better if it had been
Just
colder.
yeah, just some ice. But yeah, I don't remember if we got many snacks. I mean, a lot of their food is pricey for what it is. But yeah, the Burger King, it was a Burger King like any other Burger King. But
But
you can't get that at the other park.
it wasn't a worse Burger King, which typically, from my memory of Thorpe Park when I was younger, the food was always terrible.
Yeah,
And I
that's
thought
fine.
it was just a Burger King, which is kind of fine.
Yeah, I agree. And they got a KFC too, which is I think is absolutely fabulous that they've managed to keep that both of them at that park.
Well, the one we went into the new Burger King near Hyperia, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Which seemed to flow and work pretty well, actually.
The only downside to that is, I mean, that definitely isn't a new Burger King. It's just been revamped because there was always a Burger King there. Um, but it used to have more seating.
Yeah, we had to go into like the pub area, didn't we?
Yeah, we went over the other side to the like barbecuey pubby bit.
Yeah,
And there was ample seating there, but the actual Burger King, I think there was seats inside, but yeah,
not
not
many.
not enough, and then none outside. They could at
No,
least load of seating outside, and there was just not enough for Burger King individually. Like if you got a really busy day, you're not sitting down to eat your Burger King there.
no, I agree. I think the other thing as well is expand your beer selection choice, Thorpe Park, outside of Oktoberfest, because I think all they had was like Stella
Oh
and
no, they had the Hyperia.
oh, did they?
It was beer for Hyperia.
Okay, I didn't
Yep.
see that.
I don't know what type of beer it was, but it was a beer for Hyperia.
Okay, well, I'll give them that. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I think that the other ride that I really enjoyed was the one that's been there a while. I'm just trying to find it on the
Nemesis.
yes, Nemesis. Nemesis, yeah.
Fantastic ride.
I mean, it aged incredibly well. It's so
Yeah,
smooth.
yeah.
Brilliant.
So
It really is a great ride.
you compare that to Colossus.
Oh,
Yes, Colossus is
Colossus,
older,
great.
but not by much, I don't think.
No,
Colossus is absolutely horrendous.
the worst one is Saw though.
No, see, I'd say Colossus is worse.
Oh, Saw threw my head right off.
Yeah, but Saw, that kind of goes with the theming of it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's meant to.
No, see, I would
I
say
think it's
I
just
think I differ with you there because it's always been like that from day one.
I think it's worse now than when I wrote it
Yeah, it's
when it
definitely got
first
that.
opened.
We've
But this is
also
the
got
kind of thing you think you're closed for 4 or 5 months of the year.
yeah,
This is the kind of stuff that you saw.
yeah. But Colossus has just been retracked. It's
Yeah,
just a retrack. And if it hadn't have had a retrack, I wouldn't have gone on it because I knew how bad it was. But I thought, oh, it'll be fine. It's had a retrack. No way. I am never riding that ride again.
yeah, it is rough.
It's
I think
painful.
Nemesis is genuinely, I think, one of the most enjoyable coasters I've been on in this country.
And you still come off dizzy.
Yeah, but it's like a good. I haven't just. I've not like almost knocked myself unconscious like
No,
Saw. It's like this is a great ride. I want to just jump straight back on it.
every time I get to the end of that ride before I get in that station, I think if they could just let us go around again
Yeah,
because
no, it's
it's
good. It's great.
a good ride and it always has been. Actually, as a spin-off to Alton Towers, it's a I would put them on par with each other.
Yeah, I've
Alton
not been
Towers is
on
a
the
bit more
re. I've not.
intense.
I've not been on the retrack of Nemesis in Alton Towers yet.
No, but even before the retrack, it was still a pretty smooth ride.
Yeah, it was to be fair.
And it's again, it's a very intense one. But Nemesis Inferno definitely on my top for Thorpe Park.
Yeah, I think it's probably second for me next to Hyperia, but Swarm again was a very enjoyable
Yeah.
coaster. That one is so short though.
I was about to say that is a fantastic ride, but shorter than Hyperia. It's got to be.
Yeah, I mean, what do they say?
Hyperior
Hyperia
is like
1 minute.
136.
Yeah, let's see. Swarm is
It's definitely too short.
it is too short. Yeah, it doesn't say.
And for the area that it has there is so much land. You're it's not even at the edge of the island. They could have expanded that by quite a way.
Yeah,
I mean, they could have even got it going out slightly onto the water.
apparently it's 1 minute 25.
I mean, that's 10 seconds ish shorter than Hyperia. That's
Yeah,
a lot for a roller coaster.
yeah. But you're right. I think that that is probably my favorite area of the park in that they
Mm.
themed it really well. I think it could do with like a dining location that's themed quite well. I think it's kind of missing something because it
Yeah,
feels like although it's themed really well, there's nowhere really to stop and
no,
do something other than the ride.
no. And it's got a couple of quick, I think it's got like a mini mart, hasn't it, of stuff like
Yeah.
crisps, chocolates, and drinks. I think. I don't think there's any hot food. You might be able to get a hot dog around there. I'm not sure, but no seating at all. Not even if you're not riding.
No. No, and that was the other thing. I think the only so like the Burger King was Burger King. I think we had a Costa. I think it was a Costa, and that was not great. And I don't understand why the likes of Disney can get the Starbucks license and consistently it tastes like you're drinking Starbucks. And every time I've had a coffee at a UK theme park that's using Costa, and I don't hate Costa, like we go every now and again, but it just tastes like shit.
That's a staffing, isn't it? The staff don't care.
It's
I
yeah,
think
it's got to
so
be
quick.
either poorly trained baristas or they're not cleaning the machines or
Yeah,
whatever it may be. But
yeah.
it's not being run effectively at all.
No,
And again,
no.
I don't know why Costa are happy with their brand being in the park when it's not being.
And they're charging so much more.
Yeah, it's like another like probably £1.50 on every drink.
Yeah. a lot. Yeah, for a drink, it then makes it a lot of money on top of everything else.
Yeah. So I think if they can improve the coffee situation in the UK parks, it would make a big difference. And I think
Yeah.
it needs either Costa to go in and go, no, this is our standard. You have to stick to it, or you lose the license, or it needs a new license like Starbucks to come in and sort it out,
But then even it doesn't even need. I mean,
or just make good coffee. Like I don't care if
yeah,
it's
it
yeah,
doesn't
you're
even
right.
need to be a Starbucks. Do your own coffee.
Yeah,
Like Disney have also got a Joffrey's. There's a lot of little people, little companies, little coffee place that you could put them in.
yeah, and they'd be happy to do it.
Coffee. That
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Starbucks fan, so if I was to choose, yeah, I'd go Starbucks. But I think there's a lot of companies that could do that better if Costa can't do it.
Yeah, you're right. There'll be loads of little local coffee places that actually serve way better coffee. I mean, it's always been my experience. Most of the if you find a decent local coffee place, they're always going to be better for the
Yeah.
non like wanky syrupy drinks. If you're having like a flat white or something like that, they're always going to be better. Like if you've got someone like that running the coffee stand, they're going to be making more money because they're charging more, and the coffee will be better.
But then even the syrups, Starbucks still use a pretty generic
Yeah,
syrup.
they
So
do. Yeah,
it's not like they're their own syrups. That's easily replicated.
yeah. No, I agree. But I think that was poor. But overall, and like as we typically do on the show anyway, we lean towards the negative. Because as Brits, it's much easier to talk about it.
Mhm.
But overall, I had a really good day, and
Yeah.
I genuinely came away like thinking, yeah, I thought going into it, this would be my last time ever going to Thorpe Park because last time I was out of the door, this was in Oktoberfest as well, a time where I could drink more than one beer because they had more than one beer to offer, and we still finished by like midday. We had done all the rides by 11, but we stayed so I could have a couple of beers from Oktoberfest before we then drove to Alton Towers. But this time we came away afterwards, and I was thinking, I could go next summer or the summer afterwards and have a great day. So I think whatever they've done at Thorpe Park, they've improved things operationally, um, and the attractions seem to be on the whole more enjoyable than they were before.
Yeah. I I have had my fair share of Merlin theme parks this year because I am a MAP, which is a Merlin annual pass holder.
There you go.
And I actually don't really feel I haven't done Alton Towers this year. It's just been too far. We just haven't got there. I would go back to Thorpe Park a good couple of times if I had the time this year.
Yeah,
Um, because I actually did have a good day. The rides were all right. The it wasn't too much walking. They're all fairly close to each other, which is quite nice, which does then take out some of the theming. If you then compare that to like Disney, they have their themed areas with a few rides in, whereas this is just a themed ride. So everything's quite close together. It doesn't take you long. You can flit around the park. And I think actually Thorpe Park does that better than any of the other Merlin parks in the UK. All the
yeah.
rest you are they are quite spread out, or the bigger rides are quite spread out around the park. Whereas Thorpe Park, I feel they're quite on top of each other, and I don't think that's a bad thing.
And they do have good
Still
themed
think,
areas.
yeah, they're fine. They're not they're never going to be a Disney or a Universal,
And it's
and I
hard.
think
It's hard to go into these parks,
with
especially like for people like us who have been to Disney and Universal, like
yeah,
not thinking
we're
about it.
big.
Like it makes no what I think the one thing that really like not annoys me, but like they've got all this theming to Jaws in Thorpe Park, but they don't reference Jaws because they can't. They don't have a Jaws themed ride or even a shark themed ride, really. But they've got like the Amity kind of esque feel to it. And it's really weird to be
Yeah,
walking around that because Universal obviously don't have that anymore, really. But yet without an attraction to back it up. And that's the kind of thing
yeah.
where I think it's a bit odd.
Yeah, I guess that's because it's just been so long, hasn't it? That's just been there, and that is all to do with tidal wave.
Yeah.
That it will go until tidal wave goes. But um, I don't think that they I don't think that they've I think it's definitely one of the I would go, you're looking at Thorpe Park and then Legoland for the top theming. The other two, yeah, they're all right, but Legoland and Thorpe Park are your top theming for the UK at the minute. But it's just gonna look so bad when Universal opens,
Yeah,
because they're just gonna trump that out of the park that's gonna be Merlin's like down point. Then that they're gonna struggle for that because they're never gonna top rides
they haven't got the
that
money to.
just because of the theming.
Yeah,
Like the you're gonna have you could put the same roller coaster in both parks, but it's gonna be out of this world at Universal compared to um like Thorpe Park, and it's only because the queue lines will be rubbish.
yeah,
The queue lines won't stand up to the likes of
yeah.
Universal. It's just not going to happen, which I think is going to be sad because Merlin are our top theme parks. You've got others. You've got like Drayton Manor. You've got Portland's Park. That they're kind of
I would say Portland's Park is actually better themed than a lot of Merlin's theme parks, though.
yeah. I would agree with that. I mean, but then only because of the
Well,
shoddy Peppa Pig world.
I think that their
You
US.
take that out, and it's not.
I really liked the new like I don't know what it, I can't remember the name of the land, but it's like Route 66 kind of themed
Yeah,
area. I thought that was pretty cool. That side of the park is good, and then the further you go to Dinosaur, it's like, well, there's not really a
yeah. But
big.
it's still below
Oh yeah,
Merlin.
it's not going to.
And I think that's going to be the sad point when Universal comes, that we're old now. That's what we've grown up with. And it's been nice to grow up with that because actually, I don't know, there's something about them that the Merlin parks to me that although they are a bit shoddy, they're they're ours. They're what we do. And I think Universal is going to come and just walk all over it. And
I
I'm all for I'm not dissing Universal coming over. I'm up for them coming and trumping them because I am a fan of Universal. Only if they do encourage young children if they're doing more than one park, because it's just going to be a nightmare logistically otherwise if you've got children, because everyone's going to want to go and
It's going to be
experience.
weird. I've got no. I haven't seen any like even rumored lands as to what they're thinking for UK, other than I'm pretty sure that we'll have some kind of Jurassic World area. That I
Yep.
think is almost guaranteed. I've
Yep.
heard rumors that they're not going to put Nintendo in, which I think would be a massive mistake. Um,
Uh, but and I get it, but but that's already been done twice.
yeah, I agree, but also, what's the alternative for kids? Harry Potter? Like, I don't want another Harry Potter
No,
land.
it's likely to go down the route surely of like Fortnite and Minecraft.
If they can get the license,
Yeah,
the
but
Nintendo
but
license is theirs already. Like any theme park that they want to build in.
yeah, I guess, but
What they could do is take the How to Train Your Dragon land from Epic Universe and plonk it in to that UK park.
yeah, but again, there is another one that's just come out, but I don't. I think when that film came out, it was a good film. I'll give
Yeah.
it. It was a fairly, a universal good film, but it's
It's too
not.
late for me now. Yeah,
It's
I
one of
agree.
the big films. I wouldn't say it's one of Universal's money makers. What are you putting that in there for? You've got so many more films, even if they're not like the typical like that. Universal have got an absolute massive library of
I think we'll see some Despicable Me stuff as well.
a Fast and Furious roller coaster in it. I'm there for that.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see a version of Jurassic Park like the one that they've got in, I think it's Singapore, where it's
Good
more.
one.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah,
It's not
I'll take that.
water-based. It looks amazing. I think
Yeah,
we'll have that or something similar to that. I think we'll have the Fast and Furious coaster that they're building in Hollywood at the minute.
better get it as a coaster. That That
Oh, yeah,
Ford
right. It's terrible.
is
Yeah.
shocking. So I'll take a coaster because that
I,
could be that they could do so much with a Fast and Furious coaster. You can have the spinning cars like you've got on Guardians. You can have the shoot offs that they've got. They don't need it doesn't need height. I think it needs curves.
I think they're building it in, they're already building one in Hollywood at the minute. So they could
Good.
literally just copy and paste that
Yeah.
in the UK because very few people from the UK or Europe go over to California.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's only the real enthusiasts that make it that far over.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
We're talking about going obviously potentially next year,
Yeah.
and we've been going to Disney parks and Universal parks for a very long period of our
Yeah.
lives, and now is the only time we really thought about California, or it's feasible enough for us to think about it.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. I've always wanted to go because I've just wanted to visit, you know, the
Yeah,
home of that. But it's the cost for there. And that's going to be the nice thing about having a Universal here. There's a chance that we can afford a fast annual pass for it. And
and it's easy to get to. Bedford. You know,
it's
even if
not
you
too bad, is
even
it?
if you don't drive, it's a train to London, and then from there it's not far at all.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And they're working on all the infrastructure as well. That there's plans to build out the train station and bus routes, and they're building
Yeah.
a motorway. Like all of that is in the plan. So I think it could, yeah. But I want Merlin to succeed. I think there's
Yeah,
some
I
of the stuff
agree.
they do. Hyperia is amazing,
Yeah.
and I know the first thing that goes for Merlin every time is the theme because of budget. Um, but when you compare 18 million to 500 million. I think they've done incredibly well with Hyperia, and let's get more attractions like that.
Yeah. And if that's the route they're going, yeah, do it. I mean, I think Alton Towers has started that with some of their rides. You've got 13, you've got Wicker Man. They've started putting them in there. And if they're going to expand out to Thorpe Park, that'll be fabulous. But I do believe it's not all about the roller coasters. And I think Thorpe Park, that is one thing with Thorpe Park, that they're small rides, which albeit we didn't really do this time, but they're small rides. They hit the nail in the head on the whatever the saying is. Like Rush. You're coming out of your seat on that.
Yeah,
It's a good ride. Yeah, it's simple, but it works.
yeah.
And I think that if they can put a few more of those in to all of the parks, I think that is where they need to go because that doesn't cost the money like the roller coasters.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think if they can do something with the theming, it makes a difference. I think when I think of why I like going back to Disney as much as I possibly can, it's not to go on Guardians of the Galaxy. Obviously, yes, it's a great ride, and I'd go on it every year. But it's not the
Yeah,
number one reason why I go back to Epcot. The weird thing for me is it's the atmosphere of the parks, the music that's playing, the the theming around from everything, not just the music and the benches. It's the food. Everything is themed around what you're doing at that exact point. And with
yeah,
our parks, there is none of that. So if Universal come in and do that, they're taking that next generation away from Merlin completely.
yes, yeah, yeah. As you move through the parks in Disney, the music moves with you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I guess
There's a
that
bit
cost
of that. They try and do it in Thorpe Park, but I don't know, it just doesn't really pack any emotion.
it costs though
Yeah, it does. It does.
because they're all those Disney songs for Epcot. They're original. They've
Yeah.
they've had an orchestra do that for their park. Thorpe Park aren't going to do that.
No,
They
they've not
haven't.
got the money to.
The English don't care enough.
No, but it is weird though, because it really stood out to me that we were right next to. Hyperia is not far from Samurai, is it?
No,
Um, but then the
quite
Samurai
next to it.
theme tune has like the Matrix music in it.
Yeah,
And I'm like, why? It doesn't make any sense.
no, but Swarm and Amityville, you've got music as you walk through there. You walk through past KFC,
Yeah, 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 I agree.
you know what you're walking through. You don't even you could have blackout blind on your face. You know you're there. Same with
I think agree with. Sorry, Swarm. I completely agree with that area. I think it's missing the like food and beverage and merchandise element.
and it's
I
out of
think
the way.
yeah, and I think with Amity, it's missing the ride.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess their excuse on that is tidal wave is that's their
It doesn't
link.
feel like it's got anything to do with the shark,
Well, it doesn't, but
and it looks so bad now because it's just some, you know, up and round like there's no building, which I know costs loads of money, and they're never going to be able to do it. But but I agree. I think the music and the theming is good. It's just there's always something that's missing.
yeah, yeah. And I like Hyperia. I like what they've done with it. But what they've taken away, that log flume, and they had that little train ride. Don't know if you
Yeah.
remember it. It just went round and up like over little bumps. That was a good little area. You were in the Wild West, that sort of wooden huts,
Yeah.
that sort of area, and even the way round the log flume, it was like that. They've taken quite a big chunk to just put one ride in, with the theming literally just there, really. But you're right, Samurai is literally right next door, and it's got the Matrix,
It's
which
weird.
is surrounded by Colossus, which doesn't really have much music, and Saw, which
Is it, you know, it's cool, but it's just like a warehouse with no theming around it, really. I think even like Universal, I think what people would say is maybe one of Universal's poorest lands, which is Zeus Landing. I think everything in that land is incredibly well themed, from quotes from the books to the food and the music. Like, you just feel like you feel like you're in the world of Zeus when you're in
mm.
there. And I never get that feeling when I'm in any of the parks in the UK. I th I think
But then
maybe
do we think that that's linked to the fact that they're not themed to things we know?
yeah, I think IP is a big
Like
problem.
none of our rides are linked to films, or the only link is Nemesis to Nemesis.
Yeah.
There's no other links in any of the parks from memory. There may be a couple of little bits, but not that I can think of any. Legoland.
You've got Saw, yeah,
I guess, yeah, sorry, yeah.
And Wicker Man as well.
Is Wicker Man a film?
Yeah,
Right, okay.
but and I think the Wicker Man theme is quite good, but it falls apart quite quickly
Quickly. As soon
when
as you come out of the shop.
as you come out. There's a few themes. There's like a themed restaurant-y pub, but then you walk in and it's like a Weatherspoons.
Yeah,
Um, so it's not quite there. Whereas
no.
even when you walk, and I know Universal's got so much more money and they've got the money to invest in the IP, but even as a kid, I kind of skipped Dr. Zeus. It's not really
Yeah,
a UK thing.
no.
But even going into that land, you feel like you're there
Yeah.
in like a different world. And I think Wicker Man and gets close.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So I don't think it does because
Finish
it's just a
to
warehouse
me.
and a ride.
Yeah, but then the queue line inside for Saw, and actually the queue line outside, you're queuing through like
Yeah, there's like a police
a
car and
forest.
stuff, isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah. And there's like people and stuff in the queue line. And the Saw building, it is just a building. But as you're walking up the stairs, there's a tube with loads of barbed wire in it. It's not anything major, but there is they've put a little bit into it, I would say, from the
Yeah.
film.
And
Like you
and they do
compare that to
definitely
the
think
queue
about
line
it.
of Syria, there's nothing in that queue line. It is literally just gold fencing.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't look great at all. I think the one land where they tried I can't remember what the name of the land is, and this is part of the problem in Alton Towers that contains Oblivion, Smiler. It's like
Section X or
Section X, yeah, something like that, isn't it? And I'm like, I get the idea here, but the rides are all so mismatched that it makes no sense to even be in a land.
it used to work with the black hole.
Yeah.
When black hole was there, they all kind of linked in because then you had that round one where you're in the cage that spins, and then the like hammers looking things that
Yeah.
spin around. I can't remember the names of those two, but it did kind of work. Again, it still wasn't major, but it was like a bit of a um it was like an intense area. The rides were all quite intense. And I know Smiler is very intense, but the Smiler is definitely a theme of its own.
Yeah, it doesn't fit into the land really. I
Doesn't
think,
need to, although no, it doesn't. You're in a mental institute there. That's not what Section X,
yeah.
from my opinion, is.
I think
Um,
the one place where it works, if the upkeep was there, and I think this is what lets it down, is CBeebies Land.
yeah,
I think,
I haven't done that for a very long time, to be fair, because I've never taken George, so I've never really. I think I was young when I went in that, and it wasn't CBeebies at the time.
yeah.
So I couldn't really comment massively on that. I know it's very well themed. Um, but talking of themings, and I know this is going a little bit off subject, their hotels,
Mm,
Alton Towers hotels. I mean, I think Thorpe Parks is a little bit of a downside of all of their hotels, but the Chessington and the Legoland hotels and Alton Towers, I think, are very good hotels.
yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
they're
I've not stayed in any
pricey,
of them
but
actually. Oh, obviously,
Alton,
I've actually have stayed in the Towers one. Yeah.
yeah, you've done Horton Towers because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
went for your moon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Alton Tower, their hotels, the only one I think that does let it down is Thorpe Park because they are just shipping containers that they've made into hotel rooms on the side
Yeah.
of them.
I've
They have
seen someone do a
could
tour
have
of
built,
that. Yeah.
yeah, and they're not great. They could have literally built a hotel.
Mm.
They've got that massive round thing that you walk into. They could have done something with that
Yeah, you're
because
right.
not many rooms in that hotel. It's you're looking at maybe 20 rooms. They
Yeah.
could have done that easily in that round thing. Get rid of the bottom floor, put all of the hotel rooms down there. There was a lot of other options other than just some shipping containers that are put on top of each other on a metal walkway that really hasn't been thought about either. Um, and advertised it that you can sleep in the park. Like,
Mm.
whereas I would definitely say Chessington, Legoland, and Alton Towers, they've hit
I mean,
the
that Cadbury room that we had was awesome. I have to say,
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything in that room was themed really well. I think
yeah.
the theming in that room, I will say, was n not too far off a Disney standard.
I definitely think I haven't physically stayed in Chessington and Legoland hotels, but I know people that have, and they have said that they were very good. I've stayed in all three. Is there three Alton Towers hotels? There's the Alton Towers Hotel, there's the CBeebies Hotel, and there's the Splash Landers Hotel. I stayed in all three, and even to this day, I would happily stay in any of them because they are all fantastic.
Mm.
Get in a lift and you've got the music playing. You walk through there, your restaurant, your bar, they're all themed
Yeah,
with
you're
the
right.
even as you're walking along the corridors, they've definitely hit hit it right with them.
Yeah,
Definitely. And that is one thing that they will go alongside Universal with. Because
yeah.
actually, I don't rate Universal hotels as much as I would rate a Disney one.
No, they're not as well themed, but they are better priced.
Not always, I wouldn't say.
So they just announced
But
the
you do get fast passes with them. So
yeah. Well, they just announced that the new one that's going to be inside Epic Universe is about $700 cheaper a night than Grand Floridian.
yeah, nice.
So like that is
Yeah.
like it's basically the equivalent of the Grand Floridian in Florida because there isn't one that is inside a park. Um, but yeah, I think they're really gunning for Disney. I think, but you're right. I think overall the theming to Universal's hotels are generic hotel.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd
I
agree.
mean, the Hard Rock is a Hard Rock, but other than
And the
that,
only thing you can say that's good about the Hard Rock is that they play music under the water. They play that in every Hard Rock hotel.
mm,
There's nothing. Okay, they do have some pretty good parties in their hotel, like their New Year's Eve party. Yeah, it's good. but you've got to pay extra to go to it.
Yeah.
So you can hear it, but you can't go to it unless you pay extra. Um, but like their way to get to their hotels, that's all 10 out of 10. Um, but I just don't think they've really bothered enough with their hotels like Disney do.
It's weird that
Um,
they never attach a Universal IP to their hotels. I've
yeah,
always found that a bit weird. So you don't
yeah,
have like a Minion hotel or
yeah.
a
That
Back to the
would
Future
a Minion
hotel.
hotel would for people who love Minions, that'd be the way to go. You would pay money to stay there. Your kid loves Minions, you're paying to stay there. But they
Yeah,
haven't got there's
yeah,
no point to get people to stay. It's like they don't care. They don't
yeah.
need it. They don't
No,
need you to stay.
they
So they're
don't.
not whereas Disney needs you on site. They want you on site so that you don't leave.
Yeah,
Whereas you are just like mad, come and go as you please.
yeah. No, there is a bit more like that. So that is our review of Thorpe Park with a sidetrack into Merlin and Universal. Um, but yeah, thanks, Carly, for joining the show again.
Um,
And we're playing California, so we'll have to kind of when that's a bit further on,
yeah,
have a chat about
we
that.
actually, spend some time working out that before
Yeah,
we can have everyone else. But definitely, I'll come on and we'll chat about it.
yeah, because it's going to be our first time um ever being well, it's going to be my first time in California as well.
Yeah,
Same as you, I think.
yeah, yeah. I've never done California, so
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, we're thinking
Well, plan for
Disneyland,
that.
Hollywood, Universal Hollywood, potentially Six Flags, actually seeing Hollywood as well. There's
There's a lot that we're throwing into this potential holiday that
yeah,
we could give you a long list here of things that we're thinking about. So until I think we
exactly.
need to
Until we
sit
thought
down.
about it properly.
But then I think what we would be good is we could share the things we have planned but may not actually do. Because there's a
Yeah,
lot of options to California that you may not know about.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
We didn't know about until we started looking heavily into it.
So like the Adventures by Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've got a few options there, I think.
yeah, yeah. Adventures by Disney is expensive, but not as expensive as we thought.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, there's lots to discuss. But yeah, what I think maybe when we land on an option, we'll go through the process and kind of share why we landed on the option we did.
Yeah.
It will highly likely be price, but there might be other reasons that contribute as well.
I mean, I think at the minute it's price v children v
Yeah,
no children v
yeah.
uh, flying out for Epic first.
Well, we
there's a
know that that's opening in May now, so
oh fine. Okay, so that one's off the list already.
yeah. Well, I don't know when I'm going to go, but of course, I will accept a universal press invite if
So will I.
yeah, if they're interested in sending us.
And he's got some great friends that will come along and give their honest opinions too.
Exactly. Or unhonest opinions if you want to give us free tickets and
Yeah.
it's in the park.
We can go with that it was sensational even if it's not.
Yeah, the best experience we've ever had. We loved waiting in a line for 8 hours.